Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Get ready to have your mind blown, because today we're diving into the past to uncover 10 ancient inventions that are so advanced, they still leave modern scientists scratching their heads. Let's get started. First up, the legendary Damascus steel, used to forge swords in the Middle East from around 300 BC. These blades were famously sharp and strong. Modern scientists have found carbon nanotubes and nanowires within the steel, a technology we only recently developed. How did ancient blacksmiths achieve this incredible feat? The exact recipe was lost in the 18th century, and we still can't perfectly replicate it. Next, the Antikythera mechanism. Discovered in a Roman-era shipwreck, this intricate device from ancient Greece is often called the world's first analog computer. With a complex system of over 30 bronze gears, it could predict astronomical positions in eclipses decades in advance. The level of miniaturization and complexity wasn't seen again for over 1,000 years. It completely rewrites what we thought the ancient Greeks were capable of. Ever heard of the Baghdad battery? These terracotta pots from around 200 BC, found near Baghdad, contained an iron rod and a copper cylinder. When filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar, they could produce a small electrical charge. Were they used for electroplating gold onto silver, for medical purposes, or something else entirely? We don't have a definitive answer, but the possibility of ancient electricity is fascinating. Then there's Roman concrete. Structures like the Pantheon and the Colosseum have stood for 2 millennia, partly thanks to this incredible material. It's shockingly durable, even more so than modern concrete, and it can even heal its own cracks when exposed to water. Scientists have recently discovered that hot mixing with quicklime gives it these self-healing properties, a technique we're now trying to learn from. Flying machines of ancient India. Anyone? The Vamnika Shastra is an early 20th century text that supposedly channels much older knowledge about building aircraft, called V. It describes mercury vortex engines and detailed aeronautics. While most historians consider it a modern creation, some believe it holds clues to lost ancient technologies of flight. Let's talk about Greek fire. This was the secret weapon of the Byzantine Empire, an incendiary liquid that could burn on water and was nearly impossible to extinguish. It secured naval victories for centuries. The formula was a closely guarded state secret, so much so that it was eventually lost forever. We know it was projected through tubes, like an ancient flamethrower, but its chemical composition remains a mystery. Now for the Lycurgus cup, a stunning 4th century Roman glass chalice that changes color. It looks green in normal light, but turns a brilliant red when lit from behind. This magical effect comes from tiny nanoparticles of gold and silver infused into the glass. This is sophisticated nanotechnology that we've only understood in the last few decades. How Roman artisans mastered this is simply mind-boggling. Moving on to the seismic detector of Zhonghang. In 132 AD, this Chinese inventor created an ornate bronze vessel that could allegedly detect earthquakes hundreds of miles away and even indicate their direction. Legends say one of the dragon heads would drop a ball into a toad's mouth, pointing towards the quake's origin. The internal mechanism is lost, and we're still debating how it could have possibly worked with such precision. Number 9 is the stone spheres of Costa Rica. Over 300 perfectly carved stone balls, some weighing up to 16 tons, are scattered throughout the country, made by a pre-Columbian culture between 600 and 1500 AD. Their purpose is a complete enigma. Were they astronomical markers, symbols of status, or something else? And how did they achieve such perfect spherical shapes with the tools of the time? Finally, the mysterious Iron Pillar of Delhi. This 23-foot-tall column has stood for over 1,600 years and, remarkably, has barely rusted. It's made of 98% pure wrought iron, a level of purity that was incredibly difficult to achieve in the 5th century. Scientists believe a thin protective layer of misoite formed on the surface, but how its creators engineered it to be so corrosion-resistant is still a marvel of ancient metal. And there you have it. 10 incredible inventions that prove our ancestors were far more brilliant.